As we transition to the Guardians, you know who is not fat and happy is Waka. Waka. Listen, this dude has been pitching forever, and he cooked yesterday in terms of what the Guardians and the Royals did. Bobby Witt Jr., he balled out. You look at, 4-2 loss. The Guardians get on the board by 2 home runs, but, it's the story of the Guardians. Feast or famine at the plate. You look at what Waka was able to do, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, a run, and he just, for a guy that looked around and it was April, he had his thing working inside, outside, multiple pitches, guys caught looking. And by the way, the Guardians should probably not challenge no more balls and strikes. Stephen Vogt should just be like, listen, guys, it was a strike. Come on back to the dugout. I'll start with you, Earl. In terms of the game 4-2. What are your thoughts early on in the season? The Royals get a win. What are your thoughts on the kryptonite, which is the hitting for the Cleveland Guardians?
I would be honest with you. I thought the game was a bit boring yesterday. I thought the game was a bit underwhelming. The highlight of the night, of course, was Jose Ramirez making history, but the Guardians somehow only came up with 4 hits, and Stephen Kwan got 2 of those, right? And so, you didn't really have the offensive production, and later on in the show, I'll talk more about that, but it's been underwhelming to see the offense not really be able to produce, especially coming out of spring training where so many guys were hitting the ball well. But, even with them only gaining 4 hits, they still had their opportunities in this ball game, and they didn't take advantage of them. Jose didn't get any hits, but he found himself on base twice via walk. And I think all of us on this panel knows that Jose Ramirez is the best base runner on this team. And nobody behind him was able to do a damn thing to really try to manufacture some runs on a night where you got some pretty decent pitching, but the offense just wasn't there. So it was very underwhelming as a ball game, and I get it was cold. It just really, the energy wasn't in the ballpark, even despite the Jose Ramirez situation. So yeah, underwhelming game for me.
Yeah, 2 weeks in, right? The starting pitching's good, and that's good. The first 3 guys that come up are must-see TV for different reasons, and behind them they're not getting enough. So along the way, there are games where you're only going to get 4 hits and you have to find a way to win. But when you consistently are only getting 4 hits, you're not going to win.
Yeah.
Because it came down to the Royals hit a couple homers, and that was that. So coming off the doubleheader, it is cold. They're facing an old vet, like you said, in Waka. It's a loss. It's just one. But the hitting is an issue. So guys that are in the lineup now shouldn't feel comfortable. Maybe that's good. Long season. They know some guys are coming, but these guys at the bottom of the lineup who are not producing have to start producing, or the losses are going to mount.
Right.
Yeah, you take a look at it, McNuggets. It's funny because we talked about Arias. He hits a double last night. He gets around first base and he kind of pulls up a little bit. Yeah. And it just seems like with Arias, it's like right when he's starting to hit the ball a little bit. He has 2 home runs on the season. He's been playing better at the plate, better at bats in general. And he pulls up with the hamstring. And, this is just
placed on the IL, by the way. So he's out for at least 10 days.
Oh, yeah,
They just called up Juan Brito, who's one of their top prospects. He's starting in second today and batting 6th, excuse me. So Arias, to your point, out for at least 10 days, probably a little longer with the hamstring strain.
Yeah, that ain't good at all.
Especially,
it's a competition going on right now, and you talk about the 2 runs we got yesterday. Rocchio got the other of the 2 runs, and we've all talked about, this early portion of the season, it's got to be Arias or Rocchio who shows himself, especially if the thought process is we got to get Travis Bazzana up here at least before the start of June. And to have him come up limp like that, I seen him play. I was watching it. Nice swing on the ball. You go opposite field and you rounding the bases, and you could just see it on his face. Instantly came up hamstring injury. So
that's the tough thing about playing baseball. I play high school baseball in this area, and it's like, you don't ever have a reason or a rhythm, because you get to the ballpark, there's double headers, you're taking time off for rain delays, or it's not consistent. Play a game, sit a game, play a game, a couple days off. And then the cold weather, you're sitting in the dugout, you hit a ball, and then you're trying to get on your horse and get to second base, and all of a sudden you pull up lane with the hamstring. So to me, it's just one of them things that's unfortunate, because I thought he had been looking better at the plate. Rocchio hits the home run. I guess the only thing that we could take away from this game, obviously, is just one of 1,000 million games that they play in baseball. But I think that the bright side was Jose Ramirez, we haven't talked about it yet, but Jose Ramirez, playing, what is it, over 1,600 games for the Guardians.
1620.
That's crazy. And, Stephen Vogt said that's 162 games for 10 years. Zach, we've been used to seeing guys come and go in every single sport for the Cavs, Guardians, and the Browns. But this is a huge milestone for him to be able to do that. And I think Hammy said it best. He said he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. After this record, I think that this puts him in the situation where he's a Hall of Fame definitely guy because of the longevity. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Jose and his 1,600 games?
Well, he's a Cleveland statue guy, right? But I'm glad you put it that way, Garrett, because this is 2026. This doesn't happen, right? Here, there, everywhere. Football, baseball, basketball. It just doesn't happen. Guys move. Guys have incredible careers. They've moved. Right, LeBron. It goes on and on. So it's a great thing to celebrate. Jose Ramirez is everything that's right with baseball, with Cleveland baseball. People love him, and he delivers. So that's an awesome thing. It's glad that it was celebrated. It's not something we're going to see very often, right? You don't see high school coaches stay 25 years like you used to. You don't see college players stay for 3-4 years at the same spot anymore. And pro athletes move, and they have millions of reasons to do it. So Jose Ramirez is here. He's remembered. The guys behind him got to hit a little better, and the Guardians are going to have a good year. Sorry, I'm old. I sometimes call them the Indians.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. Earl, I think he's on the Mount Rushmore of all-time good guys.
For sure.
Like, I look at, in my mind, a short list of guys like Joe Thomas, or guys like, even Nick Chubb. He wanted to stay here, but, due to the injuries, moved on. But Nick Chubb and Jose, to me, is definitely one of those guys on the Mount Rushmore when you say lifetime Cleveland athlete.
Jose, one of them dudes, right? And I've heard Jose say before, like, this is my city. And he said it with his chest, and rightfully so, this is his city. I think he is the most beloved athlete that has played for any of our professional teams in the last 20 years. And that includes Joe Thomas, that includes Nick Chubb. And I understand LeBron James won us a championship, but the way that Jose Ramirez is respected and loved in the city of Cleveland is, I think, unmeasurable, and there's nothing that you can really compare it to. I was talking to Donovan Mitchell during the media session before the season started this year, and he flat out told me, like, they need to build that dude his statue right now, and I couldn't disagree with that.
It's crazy because you just look at the plate. But I think one of the biggest parts of Jose's game that is really just undervalued is his glove, and the way he runs the bases, and just his personality in the dugout. Like, to play that many games, that means every single day you got to have your mind renewed, ready to go. Because there's some days that you're in a slump, some days that it might be early in the season, and you say, I'd take a game off. But he always is the guy that's out there setting the tone, whether it's on the base pass, whether it's in the field, and definitely at the plate. So I think that is one of the biggest advantages the Guardians have when they're trying to make sure people get to what they need to do.
Baseball's a stats game, right? Offensive stats. That's how you know guys. But he does. He shows up every day. He plays defense. He delivers in the clutch. He does it. So think about this, to get this kind of record, you have to be good. You have to be consistently good. You have to be beloved in the clubhouse and within the organization. You have to want to commit, and they have to want to commit to you as things change. It's all worked for him. He continues to do it. And if they're going to have a great year, who's going to be leading the way?
You know who think they good at everything? Tyvis Powell. He about to pull up here. He's not in studio, but he has a crazy take, and I've been told that we're going to have a problem with it. Coming back, we'll get to Tyvis Powell. He joins the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.